What is going on, collectors? Optical 20 back for another video review. Today we're going to take a look at Yongnuo YN60. So this is not a figure review, more so tech. Well, I guess you can make it figure because I use this for my photography for videos that I do make, and I just want to share it with you guys. So if you're planning, I know we got some people who tries to do YouTube now and post on Instagram. This is a nice little tool that I use to enhance the quality of your picture slash video. YN60 Yongnuo, if for those who are not familiar, they make a ton of products for photography and videography. I use Canon, but I stopped buying Canon flashes because they're really expensive. So I went to Yongnuo, and the build quality obviously is not the same, but the results are pretty much the same. And what this is a portable light, RGB light, that is really tiny. It's almost as long as a lens. That's a kit lens, by the way, by Canon. It's tiny and it's not that expensive. I bought it for $60 at Adorama. I'm not sponsored, but anyway, by either Adorama or Yongnuo. And you can see the interface here. That's the mini USB. It doesn't come with a box, so but if you don't have a USB at this point, you got bigger problems laying around the house. For those who doesn't know, that's the charger for a PlayStation 4 controller. But as you can see here, this light packs a punch. It's bright enough, maybe not too bright because of its size, but again, it's portable, and I like having this. You can see the buttons there, it's RGB, and on the other side I think it's like white and yellow, and then the plus and minus on the top. So it is fairly straightforward to use, but it's also difficult at the same time. But once you get the hang of it, you'll know what you're doing. You know, it took me a little bit longer to figure out. So the pros and cons for this light: the pros is it's small and it's cheap. Cons is it's cheap. So the I guess a functionality that are present in its like more expensive counterpart is missing. Sort of the Bluetooth functionality. It doesn't have one. To change colors on its older brother, we call it the light stick that they do have. You can attach it to your app, to your phone, and to change color, all you gotta do is press a button. And as you can see, what I'm doing here is I'm kind of, to get orange, you gotta have a little bit of red, a little bit of white, all those things. You gotta mix them up. So it's not as user friendly as I want it to be. For example, if you want green, you gotta turn off green completely, and then you switch to blue just so you can get a solid blue. You also gotta turn off the white and yellow part of the light. So if you want just bright light, bright white right here, you could, but you gotta turn off blue, otherwise it'll have the bluish tint on it. So little things like that. If it bothers you, I would say invest in a little bit more expensive light that is more user friendly. This is perfect for me because of what I do. I'm glad that it's not too intense, so to speak. You could lower it down the intensity of this light. Yes, you could, but I like the fact that it's small because it's just perfect for what I do. It might not be for yours. So for example, this Luke Skywalker, the one that we do have here, typically when you're trying to take a picture of this guy, for example, and for those who doesn't know, let's say you just come across my video, this is a Hot Toys product that it normally does light up. So the lightsaber does light up. So as you can see now, I'm just gonna show you. So I turned off my main LED light, but now I'm using the YN60. And the good news about this guy is you can position it however you want, on top of his head, especially if it's only a picture. So you can create like some dramatic lighting in here, that shadow on his nose. You can create a mood, on top of his head. On the side, you can even do a fill light, a backlight on him, a hair light, because it's so small and tiny. You can practically mount it anywhere, and there's a thread at the bottom there, so you can screw it on a tripod or a gorilla pod, which I will show you guys later on, or you can just have it stand here because it has a flat surface. So if you don't have any, don't worry about it. It could stand on its own, and it's pretty handy. That's one thing I like about this is I can bring this anywhere. Unlike that big magic wand, you know, if you go on a vacation, you might not be able to do that. But another application here is, like I said, so normally this one, for anyone who has a Hot Toys, knows that their Star Wars products does have a light up functionality on their lightsaber, but they're not too bright. Now, if you're taking a picture, you could Photoshop the lightsaber, which I normally do. Now, if you have the CFFL, I think it's the CF or CFL, whatever that is, the lightsaber, that's an option as well. But you know, you gotta spend extra money on that. So this one is it does work, but the problem with this is it does light up. It's actually a little bit brighter in person. The thing is, it doesn't shine through the guy, through Luke. So you want a little bit of a fill light on him. So this is where it comes in handy, because it's not too bright. You can kind of position it where the lightsaber is at, and it could bounce the light could bounce off in his body, in his face, as you can see here. Just make it blue, kind of like his lightsaber. Now on post, you could change that lightsaber into Photoshop, and now you have this blue tint kind of casting over Luke Skywalker. Now, is this something you can do in post as well? Yes, you could. But if you want to save time, you know, which time is money, you know, you just have this nifty light right here. And this is just one example. I just thought of a lightsaber, but there's multitude of ways. Another practical use for this is when you're streaming. So if you watch any of my stream here, you know, this is my setup, and normally I do have lights on these guys, the Hall of Armor and this Lord of the Rings things that I do have here, and you can put it on the back and you can create an ambience for your stream. You know, if you're a streamer on Twitch or anything like that, as you know, RGB is really popular on those. But yeah, that's an option right here. So yeah, it creates a certain type of mood. And since it's so small on my backpack here, you can easily just put it on the side pocket. And so you can see that's a selfie stick, which is nifty on certain occasions. And here, getting a Gorilla Pod, you know, if you want it to be a little bit more portable, you can move it around, because it's so small. You don't actually need a tripod per se. And this Gorilla Pod right here, the 3K, I believe, is sturdy enough, and you can position it in how many ways. This has a ball head right here, so here you go. So you can position it there, and you know, it gives you enough light to fill in your subject or whatever the case may be. And there you go, guys. This is the Yongnuo YN60. Hopefully this video helped you out. If you're looking for a cheap light that would just kind of like just fill in with an RGB functionality in it without, you know, too much of a bells and whistle, I highly recommend this one. Now, again, you know, you guys might get turned off by how you control the lights, and that is totally understandable. I sacrificed that through the pricing and also the size. So, but if you're looking for something more user-friendly, you might want to stay away with this. Thank you for watching, guys. If you like this video, hit that subscribe button, and also, you know, hit the thumbs up. It really does help the channel out. Thank you for watching. Follow me on Instagram, Facebook, and Twitch, and I'll see you guys in the next video.